What would you say were your biggest challenges?
I think the biggest challenges were include people having this idea about the limits of public education and not understanding how much has changed over the years. Just making sure the word gets out. There's so many wonderful children and amazing staff and super scholars out there, and lots of people just haven't been exposed to them. I want to make sure that people know how brilliant the children are and how amazing the staff is. But I also want the whole community to understand that we each as a community have a collective responsibility to ensure the children's future. That I want them all to know everything doesn't happen at the schoolhouse. There are other parts of the community that must take a role in shaping and forming the children. So building that collective sense of responsibility for children's outcomes is definitely a challenge. We need to continue to work on that.
Of course, another challenge was dealing with the Savannah High school shooting hoax. That was a major event. Hindsight is 2020. What would you have done differently?
You know, I want to say first that I think the thing that came through was the sheer bravery and courage of our first responders. People came from everywhere, responders came from everywhere, and they were not at all hesitant about going in. I think that is the thing I want to make sure that I point out. What I would have done differently, I'm not sure. We are still learning from that experience. But what I can tell you is that each experience is different, and we dissect each experience so that we can determine how best we communicate with our first responders, how best we communicate with those who are directly affected. If anything, I would love to be able to control the medium that people get their information from, which is not reliable always. I haven't figured out a way to control the social media and people who pass along messages that aren't correct. And then I think the other thing I would think about is how can we continue to communicate faster? It's really difficult in a high-pressured, uncertain situation to communicate to everyone's satisfaction. We try to communicate facts, but people want information. And even if it's not correct or accurate or complete, they want it then. I haven't figured that out. I'm not sure that we ever will, but I do know that that's an area we continue to work on.
Now, we are learning that the Georgia Professional Standards Commission will decide this month whether to remove diversity, equity, and inclusion terms from educator training programs in the state of Georgia. And this affects principals, the superintendents, as well as the students. How do you feel about that?
I think it's wrong-headed. I think it's flawed. I think it deprives our children, our staff, our community, our country from knowing the truth. And I think it robs us of what we value in America, which is diversity. So I think it's really inappropriate and irresponsible to take that kind of action on its face, where we are encouraging people to be singular focused and operate on stereotypes and inaccurate information. That is not preparing our children for the future. It's not fair to our nation. It's not fair to our educators. And I do not wish to see anything like that happen. This is America, where people come for an equal opportunity, for an opportunity to live in a melting pot where we share American values. And I don't see that as being appropriate.
No, I did ask Dr. Levett about what the district is doing to address literacy rates, one of the biggest problems that it's now facing. It's also one of the district's top priorities, she says. In 2022, test scores revealed 66% of the district third graders were not reading at grade level. SCCPSS has created a task force to design and implement a plan to raise literacy rates in all grade levels across the district. The focus would be placed on longer instructional blocks, phonics instruction, and education plans that allow for one-on-one help. Now, you can watch the entire interview for yourself on our website at WSAV.com.